Good morning. I'm on my way to St. Louis, and I thought this would be a good time to video blog, so I'm going to keep my eyes on the road since I have like one eye closed anyways. I was in a hurry this morning, so I did my devotion through Proverbs 31 Ministries. I get their email. Highly recommend signing up for it. It's a good devotion for days that you're busy and you're afraid that you're not going to get it done in the morning. When I first started reading it, I was like, I'm like, this isn't going to be anything that I'm going to need. And I kept reading, and Lisa was discussing how when things happen in our lives, we have a tendency of saying, if God loved me, then he wouldn't allow this to happen. And the focus was changing the way we think about God's love and focusing on, like, when things do happen, saying God loves me so much that we have to trust that he's allowing this to happen. And I'm already in Pocahontas, and I just have really played that through. You know, if we automatically, when things happen that we don't understand or we don't like, instead of getting angry about them and mad, if we were always saying, you know, God loves me so much that we have to trust that he's allowing this to happen. And I love that whole idea, because what I've noticed is through Madison's illness is when we weren't angry at God, we just trusted him that everything was going to be okay, and that he loves us so much that he was allowing it to happen. And because of that, we were able to fully embrace all of God and what he was doing around us. Sometimes, which I'm also guilty of, I don't understand something and I get mad at God. Like, God, why are you allowing this to happen? We have all this stuff going on. Why are you allowing this to happen? And what I fail to recognize is how God is, like, responding and things that God is doing in those situations, because I'm so mad at him that I fail to recognize. So I definitely am guilty sometimes of not trusting God when I don't understand, but I do love how we have to learn that God loves us, and we have to trust him on all levels of our life, even the minor things, and that, you know, he has a plan, you know. And that's what, you know, think about, you know, when people bring up things, you know, we deal a lot with, and because of the situation we're in, a lot of families come to us that have had illnesses with children, or their children have passed away, and that's hard because they miss their kids. You know, they were waiting to have their baby, you know, and to bring their baby home and all those things. And it goes back to what the devotion said today is, you know, God loves us so much, and we have to trust why he's allowing those things to happen. And I look at Madison's situation, and God has been all over it. And I'm a different person, and Ryan's a different person. And I know God has a huge plan for Madison down the road, and for Harrison and Mabry. So it's going back to that, and no matter what situation you are in, it is so important that you trust God. Even when you don't understand it, it's important that you trust God. Because, see, the flip to that coin is Satan wants you to be angry. Satan wants you to question God and why he's letting this happen and all of those things. And unfortunately, sometimes Satan wins. You know, we let Satan get into our lives, and we get angry about it, and it just keeps building and building and building. But realize that God is still there, and God is working, and we have to trust him even though we may not understand him. So anyways, great devotion. Got it in this morning. I hope it shines some light on different areas in your life that you're struggling with. I know that it has mine. Completely blessed, and I'm so excited to see what God has in store for us today. Have a blessed Thursday.